10 signs you're undoubtedly a chosen one's unique qualities the chosen ones possess. Everyone, I'm glad to have you back on my channel. It's important to note that while some people may identify with the concept of being a chosen one or star seed, it's important to remember that everyone is unique and special in their own way. The idea that some individuals are inherently better or more special than others can be harmful and lead to feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. With that being said, it's also important to acknowledge that some people may have a strong sense of purpose or calling in life. If you identify with this, it's important to focus on developing and utilizing your unique abilities and strengths in a positive way. In this timeline, many people go through life blissfully unaware that they are among the select few whose destiny is to make the world a better place. Most spiritually awakened and chosen ones tap their unique abilities and self-worth because of how these groups have been depicted in the past. In this video, I will discuss 10 characteristics that set you apart and prove you are a special one. The uniqueness of the star seed has been a source of great suffering for them, especially when they don't realize their purpose. There are several kinds of chosen ones, and they manifest in various ways. And here are 10 characteristics that may indicate that you have a special role or purpose in life. Number 1. Those who are chosen are generous and forgiving. This means that they are so tolerant that others take advantage of them. The people there are good and generous. Of course, it's not often the individuals closest to you who turn out to be decent and generous. Even if they don't know us personally, there are moments when complete strangers go out of their way to help. The selected ones are always watchful of their words and actions toward others, for they know that they will have eternal repercussions. As a result, they are wary of how they come across to others. As a result of their tendency to see the best in people and to trust without reservation, they are often the victims of abuse. Those who are generous without expecting anything in return are often the most exploited. It appears that nasty people want to pick on them especially. Despite this, I urge you to continue doing good in the world by starting seeds. The journey's end result will be well worth it. Number 2. The chosen are forward-thinking and accepting of alternative perspectives. The trait of open-mindedness sets the chosen apart from the rest of society. Tolerance and daring increase when one is open to new experiences, whether they be challenging or pleasurable. Common people have a hard time maintaining an open mind because they are dogmatic, traditional, and mentally conditioned to repeat the same actions and thoughts repeatedly without ever questioning their prior assumptions. When people lack the resources necessary to generate novel solutions to old problems, they become less likely to take on challenging new tasks. That's why they won't venture out of their safe spaces. On the other hand, the elect is more likely to embrace change, difficulty, and the ideas of others because they are confident in their abilities to respond appropriately. Not everyone has such an optimistic outlook, though. Obviously, the vast majority of people are receptive to alternatives to the status quo. It doesn't matter who said it or how they said it, as long as it reaches the elect. For them, the most important factor is the caliber of the ideas being discussed. Whether or not you accept your status as a chosen one, your chances of success improve if you maintain an open mind. Is that how you normally think? Then you have awoken to the world with an open mind rather than a critical one. You have concluded that all things in this universe are ultimately interconnected. It's your time to discover the world, for you were born at the right time, the age of Aquarius. Number 3. Those that are chosen have a deep appreciation for solitude and use it as a means of developing their inner wisdom and spirituality. For numerous reasons, it has been established that those who are chosen spend much time alone. This is not due to a lack of social skills or an irrational aversion to other people. The very nature of a chosen one is to be friendly. Despite this, they favor spending their time independently, where they may focus on self-care, meditation, and the study of astrology, numerology, history, and the cosmos. They strongly believe in their abilities, which drives them to spend more time alone, striving for success. There is no doubt that you were created for greatness if you like your own company and don't need to seek the company of others continually. Individuals who are given the privilege of spending significant time alone are truly exceptional because of the depth of their comprehension of intricate problems and ideas. Do you like your time alone? When you're by yourself, how much time do you spend getting ready for the age of Aquarius? Put it in the space provided below. Number 4. You have an extraordinary desire to learn about and comprehend everything in existence. No matter what trials they face, those who are selected will ultimately triumph. They have been selected to create a new civilization on Earth, so they abandon everything to satisfy their thirst for knowledge and adventure. Persons of this type are naturally curious and enjoy challenging established norms. Not that I'm special in any way, but I've seen those who tend to be quite inquisitive. What most people would consider impossible, those who have been specially selected see as a challenge that can be overcome and a new frontier to discover. No task is too easy or too difficult for them to handle. In this Aquarian age, they are eager to learn new things and willing to try anything to gain insight. The more challenging life becomes, the more the elect want to understand the why and how of their circumstances. The selected ones have an innately high level of curiosity, which makes them committed to spending their entire lives trying to fix the world by rearranging its faulty systems. People around them think it's unusual or ridiculous that they're so curious. It's possible that people will not like their thoughts because the intensity of the selected one's burning desire to create, which far exceeds that of regular people, is too great for the masses to comprehend. Since there has been so much miscommunication, they are now left to pursue their curiosities in life. While the chosen ones are not particularly bright, their minds have been awakened to the hypergenius level, which is why so many people are envious of them and cause them so much suffering. In this age of prosperity, those who are restless in their pursuit of knowledge have awakened and are prepared to depart. When this occurs, a person's mind awakens, and they get an innate comprehension of everything in the universe. A person who has been singled out as a special pick will always be curious about new information and open to trying out new approaches. No, you don't play by today's standards. Number 5. Since your spiritual awakening, you have become more creative. However, the spiritual enlightenment associated with being a chosen person makes all of its recipients exceptionally creative. Due to their one-of-a-kind personalities, you can almost smell their inventiveness. In contrast to the chosen, the ordinary person continuously tries to duplicate and improve upon what has already been made. Nonetheless, it doesn't seem that exciting to keep performing the same things that already exist, at least for the chosen individuals. Someone like this breaks with established thought patterns and practices in the realm of creativity. They'll resort to any means necessary to get out of the matrix. They'd rather make their way in the world financially than look for traditional employment. Making things from scratch and following their designs is something they enjoy doing. Would you say that you are one of the special ones? Okay, so how imaginative are you? In addition, how have you spent the past 2 years trying to indulge your inner artist? Do you know that the ability to express oneself creatively is a surefire indicator of a person who is in touch with their true nature and spiritual awakening? To be successful, you need to be able to switch gears and think in different ways, as this type of thinking calls for a departure from conventional wisdom. Genius is characterized by a high degree of originality. Your soul may have been reawakened. Number 6. They're very generous. A life of generosity. In large ways, such as monetary donations to charity, and in modest ways, such as buying someone a cup of coffee or providing them with helpful information. These people are happy to lend a helping hand to those in need. The giver has no desire for thanks in return. This type of person is content to give without being recognized or credited. They volunteer their time, which is invaluable to many people in today's fast-paced world. Helping a buddy move or performing yard work for an elderly neighbor on a Saturday says a lot about the giver. Because of this singular quality, they are quite appealing. We gravitate toward those we know, and who are not always measuring us against ideals. In their hands, things go from rough to smooth. The oil of kindness lubricates the wheels of daily existence. It relieves stress, changes grief into happiness, and quells irritation before it may spark an argument. Number 7. Chosen ones are compassion and understanding. They are nice people, and their actions prove that. Everyone can express their affection with words, but only a select few can genuinely demonstrate it. And by love, I mean showing you they care by attending to your needs, being sensitive to your emotions, expressing physical affection, and doing other such things. Helping someone when they're sick, making sure you get home safely, being there for you when times are bad, and purchasing something you really want are all examples of acts of kindness. The starseeds, the chosen ones, have such admirable characteristics. Number 8. The spiritual talent of those who are chosen is to discern the connections between things that are unrelated. Do you know folks who have been singled out for special treatment and have highly refined and practiced spiritual and mental faculties? Are you able to see the connections between things that seem unrelated? In contrast to others who have not had a spiritual awakening, these people are noted for their ability to think abstractly and creatively while solving problems. Numerous folks take great pleasure in following the established order and doing what they're instructed. They are hesitant to deviate from the norm and make connections between concepts that don't easily fall into one category. While they have the potential to be even smarter than humans, their knowledge is constrained by the constraints of the environment in which it exists. In contrast, those who are selected tend to think creatively. Give them a task, and they'll deliver the kind of thorough, sophisticated answers that most people aren't willing to provide. It's easy to understand why chosen people often have trouble waking up. They go off by themselves to study Pluto and Earth with their sophisticated minds in order to predict upcoming astronomical events. You choose uncomplicated solutions over complex ones instead of wasting time by overthinking basic tasks. They prefer to keep things straightforward. Number 9. The chosen ones enjoy keeping things straightforward. To put it another way, people prefer straightforward solutions to complex problems. You, the chosen one, do not wish to waste your time or energy on the tedious observance of bureaucratic procedures and social standards that serve no useful purpose. Those who are destined to be chosen are innately charitable. They favor clear and concise communication when presenting their work or completing their assignments. Realizing how challenging it can be for others to grasp complex concepts, they devote considerable effort to simplifying such ideas and initiatives for others. You have been picked to make everyone's lives a little bit better and brighter. You were meant for greatness. Albert Einstein made the following observation earlier in his career. If you can't articulate your understanding, then you don't have it. Smart talk is simple to achieve. A lot of people know a lot of interesting and useful stuff. They are quite well versed in statistics. However, it becomes excessively complex when asked straightforward questions. Soon enough, they'll start advising you on stuff like, "I'll have to take a look at it once more." Well, that's a good question. "Oh, I fear you might not grasp the meaning." That's because at their core, they don't really grasp the material. Any topic, from astrology to history, is fair game. If you have a firm grasp of a subject, you may skip the details and get right to the meat of the matter. Leonardo da Vinci believed that understatement was the height of sophistication. This is why the elect doesn't bother proving their spiritual awareness or intellectual prowess. They don't appreciate it when others try to prove their specialness by presenting too complicated ideas and theories. In their view, it is the other person's interest as to whether or not they learn the information. They're here to make a positive shift in this timeline, and they share our appreciation for the simple existence. Number 10. Chosen ones have a witty and sarcastic sense of humor. They think the most important thing is the amount of love we share as spiritual beings, so they find humor in almost anything. These individuals have a profound sense of humor that may baffle those around them. Do you poke fun at tiny happenings and situations that most people don't grasp in a critical, philosophical, or even diplomatic way? Do you take everything to be a message from the universe? You may be having a good time with angel numbers, numerology, and astrology. Actually, you're an old spirit who deeply comprehends the place of humans in the cosmos. Though they have a keen eye for detail, the chosen ones are joyful despite their hardships. Regardless, they make for a good time. People who have awakened to their full potential are bright, yet they might be difficult to get along with. They laugh easily within themselves, but rarely let anyone else in on the joke. Also, no one should have to pay for your laughs. A lot may be learned about a person by their sense of humor. It indicates that the individual in question is full of life and positivity and has a type of humor that encourages rather than discourages others. Thank you for joining today.